Welcome to the team final for Major League Show Jumping 2023. A massive final. The teams have been competing all season to get to this stage, and really it is down to two teams to take the title.
Yes, leading the way are the Trailblazers. They have been the strongest team all season, now with 3 wins under their belts. Not far behind, though, are the home team, the Roadrunners, also with 3 wins on their record this season. In equal third place, we have Team Eye Candy and Team KPF, and the others are not too far behind in a race for that final podium finish.
Double points on the final, which makes it even more pressure for the teams, and $1 million on this final stage as well. Means there's a lot to play for. But how did we get to this stage? Take a look at the season so far. A sensational season so far with 2 teams that have really dominated. Last week was a big moment too, with the Roadrunners holding the Trailblazers to account. The Trailblazers so nearly at the title of the penultimate stage, but Roadrunners said, not yet. That was the big moment. What have been the other moments of the season? I
really loved that early win for Team Eye Candy. That came in Vancouver with that all-female lineup. Such an impressive start for them. But another of my favourites came in Traverse City when Team KPF clinched a win. Alison Robitaille getting that for them by just 0.06 of a second.
Sensational stuff, and let's hear from our riders on their thoughts on how it's played out and who might get to the title.
I'm feeling pretty good. We're using good gear. Biggest team event calls for your best horse.
We feel great. For me, my first leg was Monterey, and the team was great there. And then now coming here, I'm impressed with the venue and with everything the Major League has put together. And we feel motivated to go to this final.
Obviously, our team's not in the best position, but that doesn't mean that we're not coming out to fight. There's a lot of money up for grabs, and I think that we have a strong team, and we'll definitely be in the mix.
Just like any major event in the Major League, you're excited to be here. You're excited to jump, and California's the best place to be.
You gotta go in each class like a separated class. We will try to do our best and to finish first, and then we'll see what we'll bring to the general table. This is after. So for that, I'm focused to go clear the first round, and then go fast and clear whatever I go after.
I think everybody's feeling good. Everybody has basically revolved these 2 weeks around Saturday night.
So I'll have Battle Cry out on Saturday night. He's a pretty awesome horse. I think we have to go first, and I'll probably end up first out. So hopefully we're gonna, blaze the trail with a clear round.
Yeah, I think we're in a quite solid position with 3 really good people that will jump on Saturday night on the team. I'll ride the same horse as last week. Lily will ride her same horse as last week, and Niall will ride on the team this week. And he's been a key part of winning 2 or 3 of these team classes already. So I think we have a good solid team. We're in a good position, so we just have to keep it together.
That's the views of the riders. Will the Trailblazers run away with the title here? Hannah, how's this final stage going to play out?
For me, it could be a win today for Team Helios. They're looking really strong with some great riders here today, but I do think the championship will go to the Trailblazers.
OK, Trailblazers for the championship. I think I've got to go with that one as well. And maybe the Roadrunners get a second win on home ground to bring this to a final exciting conclusion. That would take it right to the wire. Let's get up to the commentary box and kick off this year's team final. $1 million in the prize pot. This is Major League.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Major League Show Jumping Team Final. $1 million is on the line tonight. This is the big one. This is what they've all been working towards all season. Here's the order of go for you. They're going in reverse order of their season standings. So the Northern Lights will kick off. Trailblazers will come in last. Stephen Wild is live for us on the ground.
Getting ready for the team competition. We're going to take a look at the course sets by Peter Grant, our course designer from Canada here tonight. And remembering round 1 is about faults and time as opposed to the time that comes into play with the table C in the second and third round. So take a look at the animation of how it plays out around this fabulous arena. We saw a terrific team competition last week as well, of course, with the win for the home team for the Desert Horse Park. And can they do it again here in California? So here's what it looks like. We start over the Brand Advisory vertical, over near the VIP as the starting point there. From there to the church fence and fence 2. Long run here, chance to make up some ground, because key here too is also speed. They've got to leave the fences up, but they need to be fast, because when it comes to the cut line, we'll explain more of that in a minute, then they could be going one side or the other. It means they're in or out tonight. Going through 3 and 4 on the related distance, up to 5 after that is the Tropical Fish. From 6 to the Marshall and Sterling vertical. They're on a little bit of a curve line here, and then a quick roll back to fence 7 after that on course, and that is going to be with the wonderful look of the pier with all the pelicans and all the wonderful animation on there. Straight up to 8, and then they come down to a triple combination. That is the Major League set of fences. 2 strides and 1 through here, and again pretty big, 1.55 m in spread on the way out of that. And then to the Major League wall at fence 10. This could be a little bit of a starey one as they take a good look at that. We've seen it plenty of times though now. Now you're motoring up to fence 11 over the water tray, the lifeguard fence at 11. 12 A and B on a 1-stride distance, 1.50 m on the way out. And finally down to the Cabana Coast fence, one of our presenting sponsors of the season, is the last on course. That's what the course looks like for round 1 of competition. 8 teams, 3 riders, and of course presiding over it are a team of officials commentators.
Yes, great to take a look there at the course that Peter Grant has set for our competitors tonight. These are the officials then, the ground jury president, Jose Maria Gamara Ariansen. And the foreign judge from Mexico is Malo Arambide. Katie Frank is another ground jury member, as well as Flora Baptiston. This, though, is how round 1 will play out. Round 1 of the Major League Show Jumping Team competition sees 8 teams come forward with 3 riders per team. 4 will go through to round 2.
Certainly will, and they have to stay above what is known as the cut line, and that is their combined scores of all 3 riders in round 1 and their times put together as well. So you could have the team in 4th and 5th place, both on 4 faults, but the faster team with their combined times would go through. So it's crucial in this first round you do not hang around. But in round 1, it's slightly different because it's faults and time.
Yes, faults and time. And with 3 riders competing per team, there is no drop score. So all 3 scores count. They need to keep the fences up and they need to be as fast as possible.
Key is top 4, then they go in reverse order for round 2. So it's 4 in, 4 out. It's as simple as that. At the end of round 1, 4 are going on to progress for big money, titles and all the accolades that go through. And 4 others are sitting on the sidelines.
Well, that's how round 1 will play out. 8 teams come forward, 3 riders per team, but only 1 winner. As ever, we'll be kicking things off with the national anthem, which will be sung this evening by Kaylee Serrano, a local recording artist hailing from here in California and a lead singer for the Soul Sons. She was born and raised in Indio and began her singing career at the age of 10. National anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket raglan, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
It's not necessarily all over for them. With $1 million in the prize pot this evening, there is still some big money to be won up and down the leaderboard tonight. Tiffany Foster will be the first rider out for the Northern Lights, riding Battle Cry. She's ranked 19th in the world. Northern Lights have finished in the top 4 just twice this season so far, but both of those times they've managed to finish on the podium, finishing in 3rd place in both Traverse City and in Toronto. Now that came on a sand arena under the lights. Such a dramatic venue there at Angelstone Tournaments. And Tiffany comes forward, aiming to get them into the top 4 once again, aiming for another podium finish for the team. She made her debut for the Northern Lights in Greenwich with the horse Electrique. And she jumped for the team here last week as well, just dropped the 1 pole in round 1. Lights finished in 6th place last week. But they are looking to finish strong in this season. It's just been a bit of a mixed bag of fortune for them as the season has progressed. A couple of good results there, but some tough results as well. In 2022, we saw the team struggle a little bit in terms of speed. And they missed out on the top 4 3 times last season, purely based on speed, and it's been a little bit of a thorn in their side this year as well. Tiffany Foster, though, is very much making up ground on this big striding horse. Such a lot of scope over these fences as well. The time allowed this evening is 78 seconds. She heads down to the final fence, the CABANA Coast Oxa, and it's a very popular result. It is clear. She said earlier on today that that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to kick things off strongly in this competition. She wanted to go out there and get the clear, and she did so. What a performance for this team at the bottom of the table. Tiffany Foster gets the clear for the Northern Lights. It could not be a better start for this team. Canadian flavour to this team on their roster of 6 riders, and 3 Canadian riders are coming forwards tonight. The next is Sean Jobin. Kokeglikot Van Het Hovian Z is his ride. Sean has been an absolutely instrumental rider for the team, both this year and last year. This is his 5th appearance of the season for the Northern Lights. Again, he just dropped 1 pole in last week's competition, so he's been able to get a little bit used to this ring. He's had a look around. He's been able to jump this very horse under the lights here at the Desert International Horse Park. He's just been such a stalwart of the team. Never dropped more than 1 pole for them. To double clear in Toronto as well. In Greenwich, he just picked up 1 time penalty for the team, but never dropped more than 1 pole. So extremely consistent competitor for the team. He's in the middle slot here tonight. Remember, all 3 scores count. No drop score. And Sean Jobin needs to keep the momentum up. He needs to keep things going, capitalising on Tiffany Foster's excellent round, to then leave the door open for Vanessa Mannix to finish them off strongly tonight. He's working hard around this course. This horse has been a great partner for him in many 5-star Grand Prix. Has a little look at the last. Oof, and he's just inside the time allowed as well. 77.78 is the time on the clock. He has not left himself with much room, but you could say that he's perfectly timed. So it's another clear. The Show Plus Northern Lights have come to the final really strongly, and I think that's something that you can see in the lineups that we have here tonight. The teams have fielded their best riders, and these riders have selected their top horses. We have a lot of Olympic competitors here with their Olympic horses. We've got World Championship combinations as well in the field, as well as Pan American Games riders and horses as well. Just tells you something about the caliber of tonight's field and what it means to the teams and to these riders. Vanessa Mannix is 3rd to take to the stage for the Northern Lights in this $1 million final. She's just inside the top 150 in the world. And Carmela Z is her ride tonight. She rode this horse in Vancouver and in Toronto. Jumped a double clear in Toronto, helping the team to one of those 3rd place finishes. This, though, is just her 4th appearance of the season. If we take a look around this course, we have a lot of places where they do need to be very careful. They're from 5 to 6. They've got to keep coming on that distance. They've got to keep the rhythm up. Here as well to the La Quinta Oxa. It's a big fence when you stand next to that fence, and with the water tray underneath, especially under the lights, Not only is it a large and wide fence for the horses and riders to contend with, but there's a lot to look at as well. This wall, the Major League Show Jumping wall, is very eye-catching, particularly so with these lights. Makes light work of the double, and she's just got one fence to go. Sails over the last, and it's a good time for Vanessa Mannix, 74.32. Now remember, we're also looking at the combined time for these teams. That's why I'm drawing your attention to the time that we have there. We also look at the 3 combined times. 1 pole goes for Vanessa Mannix, but 2 clears for the Northern Lights. They sit on 4. It's a really good score for this team in their bid to stay above the cut line for the 3rd time this season. As you see from the standings on the right-hand side of your picture, the cut line sits in the middle of the pack. They need to be in the top 4 to progress. That's what round 1 is all about, being in the top 4. Well, let's take you now to the Spy Coast Spies. They are the team that sit in 6th place in our season standings. And this may be something of a surprise to you. Those of you with a keen eye on the standings may have been expecting to see the Crusaders coming into the ring next, but we're just hearing that unfortunately, due to a horse injury, the Crusaders are not going to be able to compete tonight. They are not able to make a substitute, and sadly, they won't be coming forward. Our 7th placed team are out of the running. At this stage, the Crusaders will finish at the bottom of the pack. We knew it would be a night of drama, and the drama has begun already. So the Northern Lights are on a team score of 4. The Crusaders have had to pull out. They will not be able to come forward in tonight's final. Spy Coast Spies, though, are the next team into the ring. 6th in the standings, and 67 points is on their tally. Cassio Rivetti is the first rider to head into the ring for them, with Chagall de Toscan. Now, the Spy Coast Spies have had a difficult season. There is no 2 ways about it. This team have really had some difficult performances. Ever the bridesmaid in 2022, but they finished 3rd in the season standings. They now sit in 6th place. They've been in the top 4 3 times. They've had 1 podium finish. That came in Monterey. That was their best performance of the year so far. They finished 2nd, and the triple combination goes for Cassio Rivetti. The back pole, they really have to keep the momentum going all the way through that combination. Just couldn't quite get to the back rail. Reaches again over the La Quinta fence. Cassio Rivetti working very hard through the double combination. 1 fence left to go for him. Comes down to the Cabana Coast Oxa. Ooh, a fraction over the time allowed as well. You can see the disappointment on Cassio's face. 1 pole drops. See that go down again. That back rail bouncing out of the cups onto the floor, and 0.16 of a second gives him 1 time penalty. Remember, we pick up 1 time penalty for every second started over the time allowed. So if it's 1/100th of a second, or half a second, or even nearly a whole second, it's 1 penalty. Lacey Gilbertson is the 2nd rider in for the Spies. Damsel Saint-Amel is her ride this evening. Top horse for her. This is one with whom she's had a lot of success. Lacey, of course, had that fantastic finish last year in the American Gold Cup. Finished 3rd in that super prestigious competition. She hasn't had the easiest of seasons. She was such a key part of the team last year. Jumped more clear rounds in terms of numbers than any other rider in 2022. But she's yet to clinch a clear this year. just hasn't gone her way. She has had some bad luck. This is her 5th appearance for the team. 3 others have been with this horse. Last week, she formed part of the squad here at Desert Horse Park that finished in 7th place. Checks the stride, makes sure that Damsel Sandamel is absolutely listening. This is already going to be Lacey's best performance of the year for the team. Oh, what a fantastic result for her. Brilliant to get that clear at this stage of the season. Lacey Gilbertson was waiting all year for a clear round for the Spy Coast Spies. It comes here at the final. She pulls it out of the bag when it really matters. Lacey Gilbertson adds nothing to the team score. It's 5 for Cassio Rivetti, but that's just 1 point behind the Northern Lights. Lacey Gilbertson has to be very pleased with that performance. Back on form in the desert. As Derek Herrins comes into view, he's sizing up some of these turns with this really striking horse, Lucino. By contrast, Derek Herrins has very much made his mark for this team this season. Made his debut in Traverse City, our 2nd trip there. He has only jumped clear with this horse for the team, 100% strike rate out of 3 rounds jumped. Clear in Traverse City, clear in Greenwich, and clear here last week as well. They've saved him for the final slot. He's really driving, using his seat to clear fence 5 there with the tropical fish design. You can see the determination here. 5 strides comes easily to him down to the La Quinta Oxa. Then he balances for the triple combination, gets through there well. Now he makes quite a tight turn back to the wall, hasn't left himself with very much space there. He's got an eye on the clock as well. Derek Herrins has 3 fences left to jump to keep the Spy Coast Spies in with a chance. They're on 5 here. Oh, what a pity. Oh, Derek Herrins just has a little bit of a race to the final fence. 77.87 is the time on the clock. That is exactly the same time as in fact, excuse me, Sean Jobin, 77.78. Derek Herrins, his time's just been adjusted to 74.99, a little faster than we anticipated, but a bolt for the finish causes him to have that Cabana Coast fence down. So 4 for Derek Herrins, but 9 for the Spy Coast Spies. Their time is slower than the Northern Lights as well, but I don't think that's going to come into play here this evening. 9 could be very costly because with all scores counting, time penalties really can make a difference. It's just tiny margins. Speaking of tiny margins, we also have some very tightly packed teams in terms of the season standings. The Spy Coast Spies, who we just had there, they are on 67 points. Team Helios come into view now. They are on 70 points. Just 3 points separates those 2 teams. Double points are up for grabs here tonight, with this being the final. So a win gets you 40 points, 2nd place 30. 3rd place gets you 24, and so on and so on. And so quickly you can see that these positions could change extremely quickly. Not only is it a race for the season title, as well as a win here tonight, but it's really a race for those other positions all the way down the leaderboard, for 2nd, for 3rd, for 4th. And with all of this big money on the line in tonight's $1 million final. It's all to play for. And these teams are going to absolutely have a foot to the floor to make sure they come away with their share, hopefully the lion's share of the prize money. Team Helios then, of course, last year's season champions. What a team they were in 2022. They clinched 6 wins. We haven't seen any team beat that record yet. The Trailblazers and the Roadrunners sit on 3 wins apiece. Erin Ballard is the first rider for Team Helios with Gakir. Gakir, of course, her World Championship ride. Erin sits 36th in the world rankings. Those rankings just updated earlier on this month. 36th demonstrates to you how consistent this lady is. Has a fantastic string of horses, but for this team final, she has picked her top horse, her World Championship ride. She's clear for the team this year 75% of the time. Wasn't on the squad last week. And last week they finished, unfortunately, in 8th place. What a shock of a result. They really need to finish strongly here tonight. Sitting in 5th place in the standings, but as I say, those points are very tight. They could get themselves into the top 3 here tonight in the season standings. And Erin Ballard does exactly what she came here to do. 72.4 is the time for her, but crucially, it is a clear round for Erin and Gakir. Team Helios have fielded an extremely strong team here tonight. All 3 of their riders are in the top 50 in the world. Just an amazing lineup of riders that we have here for you tonight. Ashley Bond is another. She's an Olympic rider. This is her Olympic horse, Donatello 141. They've become an iconic partnership. Ashley manages Team Helios as well. Once again, absolutely crucial part of the team, helping to that season win last year. It's not likely to be a season win for them here this year, but they're certainly hungry for a really good finish. She jumped clear last week and jumped clear in Monterey with Garfield. Jumped clear with Donatello in Greenwich. But she's been a former winner of Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix as well. She won in Monterey last year. She finished 2nd in the American Gold Cup this year. It was an incredible jump-off, the competition being won by Carl Cook eventually. But Ashley really laid down an amazing time. She can be such a fast rider. Donatello, an incredibly fast horse, and she's getting the pace up here already tonight. She knows all too well that the time can be crucial as well. Clear through the double, 1 fence left to jump. The time is absolutely fine. She can take her time here. There's a reason why this lady is absolutely at the top of her game. Ashley Bond and Donatello, they get the 2nd clear for Team Helios. And 1 rider is still to come, and he's a rider that you certainly would not bet against. This is, I cannot stress to you enough that this is an incredible team lineup. Erin Ballard, Ashley Bond, Carl Cook. This is so strong. You can see how important this competition is. Team Helios have fielded arguably the strongest squad of horses and riders that they have all season. Carl Cook now comes forward with Caracol de la Roque. Now, Carl has said of this horse that he performs extremely well at very high speeds, and that could be crucial for them in rounds 2 or 3, depending where he would be played should they make it through to the top 4. Caracol de la Roque, of course, the horse with whom he won the American Gold Cup. We saw Carl win the $1 million Coachella Cup Grand Prix just last week with Kalinka. This is only his 3rd appearance of the season for the team. Jumped in Vancouver and then jumped a double clear at Traverse City with this horse. Triple combination, no problem for this pair. Brilliant to see them in action. One of these quite hot and fast horses that Carl is tending to ride at the moment. One fence from home. Coming to the last, Carl Cook is coming to the finish to keep Helios on a clean sheet. Yes, he does! Nothing to add. Carl Cook gets the clear and puts Team Helios to the top of the standings. On paper, that looked like a real team to watch, and they've proven it. They go to the top of the leaderboard. The only team so far to keep a clean sheet. The Northern Lights drop into 2nd place. Spies drop into 3rd. As it stands, we have the Crusaders in 4th, but of course they weren't able to start in round 1. So we will see them drop below the cut line. 4 teams are yet to start, and Team Helios will be watching them very, very keenly. Look at the time for Team Helios as well. 2:20.24 is the combined time for them. The Northern Lights, the next fastest team so far, but they are almost 8 seconds slower. What a competition. What a final. Team KPF are going to be the next team into the ring, and a very international lineup of riders for them. We have Carlos Hank Guerrero, Alison Robitaille and Eduardo Menezes coming forward for Team KPF. They sit in equal 3rd in the season standings, equal points with Team Eye Candy. Eye Candy, of course, who were the champions in season 1. Mexican rider Carlos Hank Guerrero is going to kick things off for Team KPF with H5 Chaco San. They finished 5th last week. They've been in the top 4 3 times this year with 3 podium finishes. Among those, 1 win. That win came at Traverse City, and what a win it was. Alison Robitaille, she's on the squad tonight as well. She clinched the win for them in the gold medal jump off. She went up against Dara Kenny of the Trailblazers, and she beat him by 0.06 of a second. And those are the tiny margins it can come down to in these competitions. And I have no doubt we'll see tiny margins tonight in this team final with this amazing lineup of riders and horses. But Carlos Hank Guerrero is very rapidly making his way around the course, heading now to fence 5. Get a quick run down to 6. That's the Marshall and Sterling upright. Very bold jumping. He's trusting H5 Chaco San to keep jumping carefully. He was new to the team in the second half, of course, with the mid-season transfer window. The teams were able to add new talents. Team KPF added 2 riders. Sadly, Carlos is working on the 4, has a bit of a rub at the wall as well, but the bricks stayed in place. You can see H5 Chaco San really looking at the water tray there. So much to think about tonight. Just dropped 1 pole last week, so he matches that performance here tonight. It's 1 down for Team KPF. They are very much in the running for a top 3 finish in our overall season standings, but they would need Eye Candy to drop back a bit. And chomping at their heels are Team Helios, who have already made it very clear what their goal is tonight. Alison Robitaille. The start of their winning performance in Traverse City comes for next. Oakingham Leary is her round. She makes her 7th appearance of the year for Team KPF. Last week, she selected Esther Dumorgray. 2 poles. Oakingham Leary, arguably a stronger ride for her. Rode this horse for the first time for the team in Greenwich and jumped clear. Again, you can see that the top horses are coming out tonight for the final. She's got quite some pace up here. Time for her teammate was 73.44. Certainly not off the pace. Oakingham Leary is such a consistent partner for Alison. They've had some amazing results together in so many 5-star Grand Prix. She's been in the top 10 in the Major League Grand Prix earlier on this season. Oof, really has to fight to get the control for the wall. Now let's Oakingham Leary stretch out down to that big oxer before she now heads down this final line. A rattle again, and she's working on the 4, remember, as well now. Down to the last inside the time, but Alison Robitaille drops a pole as well. Oof, this is going to get tricky very, very quickly. Team EPF still have a rider to go. There you see the pole go for Alison Robitaille. She was very quick through the triple combination. Sadly, that back rail falls. Peter Grant has set a lot of tough questions tonight, and that triple combination is certainly one of them. He's now caught out a few riders. Brazilian rider Eduardo Pereira de Menezes is the next up for Team KPF, and he's their final rider of the night with Calypso de Matisse. The total for the team so far is 8. If Eduardo drops just 1 pole, his team will go to the bottom of the pile of those that have started so far. If he can stay clear, they'll push the Spies into 4th. Smoothly down to the Premier Equestrian. It's riding well. Those 4 strides from the Whittier Trust Oxer, then down to the Premier Equestrian fence. There's a plank on top of there, and it has to be jumped very carefully. The planks are set, of course, on flat cups, and they can fall really easily. Hold your breath through the triple combination, but no problem for this pair. That's the big run down to the Liverpool, the fence with the water tray below. Oh, it's a fence down. Eduardo Pereira finds a problem in the double combination. It's 1 pole down, 4 faults apiece for each member of Team KPF, and that gives them a team score of 12. That will put them into 4th place for now. Crusaders naturally drop into 5th, where they were not able to start in tonight's competition. Just 3 teams remain. Home team, season champions from season 1, and leaders. Team Eye Candy are the next team up. They sit equal 3rd with Team KPF. 73 points is their season tally so far. They finished 2nd in last year's season. They won season 1 of Major League Show Jumping, and they don't want to miss a chance tonight to get themselves into the top 3 in the season standings. So 73 points is their score, 90 is the total for the Roadrunners, but remember, there are double points up for grabs. So if Eye Candy finish in second place, they'd pick up 30 points. If they finish first, they'd pick up 40, and that would seriously change things in the rankings. It's not all over yet, and this team is really competitive, and they have brought out 3 of their strongest riders tonight, 3 of the riders who have been instrumental in the success of this team. Certainly Amy Miller and Paul O'Shea have been instrumental in the success of the team for the last 3 years. So they really know what it takes to do well tonight. Richie Maloney is going to kick things off for them. Richie joined the team in the second half of the season last year and this year. Eye Candy added 3 new riders. Roxy Music is his ride, and this is the horse he's jumped on every team appearance so far. So he's sticking to what he knows here tonight. Jumped double clear last week. Dropped just 1 pole in the jump-off round in Ottawa. Just dropped a pole in Toronto as well. But we're on a roll here. We had a double clear last week. Roxy Music can be a strong, strong partner for Richie. Stretches through the triple, gets there. Now he's making a quick turn back to the wall, but gets some height there. This is a large arena, and in a few places Peter Grant set lines that encourage the horses to get a bit strung out. No problem though for this pair. What a way to get things going for Team Eye Candy. It's an outstanding performance. It's nothing to add for Richie Maloney. Nothing to add for Eye Candy at the moment. Last year we saw a battle between Eye Candy and Helios for the win. Helios lead the way tonight. These 2 old rivals could be coming head to head once again if Eye Candy can maintain this rhythm. Another way to go yet though. 2 riders remain, and Amy Miller, this Canadian icon of the sport. Show jumping is in her family, it runs through her veins, and Cristiano is this super talented horse that she selected tonight. She's ridden Cristiano in so many of these legs this year. She rode the bronze medal jump off last week to clinch 3rd for the team. Jumped a lovely clear with Cristiano in Traverse City earlier on this season as well. And she was part of the squad that won our first leg in Vancouver. She was the rider selected for the gold medal jump off and won it for the team. It's the second time that she had done so in 2 years. She did that back in Traverse City last year. Oh no! 2 poles have gone for Amy Miller in the triple combination. It's 8 already for Eye Candy. This is how quickly this competition can change. Time's great for Amy Miller, a really great time for her, but the triple combination, it's caught out plenty of riders so far. And you just see Cristiano, the first pole goes with the back legs, the second goes with the front legs. It just fell apart for them in the triple combination. She did well to pull things back together for the rest of the course. Pats the horse, but she will undoubtedly be disappointed. Team manager Erica Hatfield is such a key part of this team. Amy saying earlier on this week how much all of them, including their manager, are so keen for a strong finish here tonight. It's not all over. Paul O'Shea is a great deliverer of clear rounds for this team. Again, he's been a rider who's won the medal jump-offs for them in the past as well. And he is very familiar with this format. He knows that a clear would put his team into third place. And of course, he also knows that in round 2, the scores go back to 0. Paul O'Shea then with Squirt Gun. He's jumped this horse at every appearance he has made on the team this year and last year. Jumped clear at Traverse City and a double clear there at the second visit. Last week he jumped clear in round 1, just clipped a pole in the jump off, where of course that would add 3 seconds, but round 1 he was clear here last week. Oh, the triple is going again. Oh, Team Eye Candy are going to have nightmares about that triple combination, I'm sure. Well, they need a foot to the floor now, and Paul's time is not necessarily the fastest that we've had. They need now to be quicker than Team KPF. 75.66 is the time for Paul O'Shea. That gives them a team time of 2:26.57. Oh, heartbreakingly, it is just over 3 seconds slower than Team KPF. So we have our first casualty of the cut line. It's all over for Eye Candy. They will not go through to round 2. They sit in 5th. Oof, tough day for Team Eye Candy. 12 is their team total. But we come now to the home team, the Roadrunners. This is a fantastic team as well. The world number 7 comes forward now. McLean Ward, legend of the sport. First Lady is his ride. Do they have a home advantage here? They certainly have the advantage of being last week's winners. They're knocking on the door of a season win. They've won 3 legs already this year. Ottawa, Greenwich, and last week, our first week in the desert. So have Trailblazers, however. McLean is clear with the team 86% of the time this year, and seeing that scope over these fences, you can see why. The only pole that he has dropped with this horse and of the whole season for the team came in Greenwich. First Lady has just such a quick foot speed, so fast across the ground. Last week, McLean was the rider selected for the gold medal jump off. He went up against Lily Keenan of the Trailblazers and he won. He was staggeringly fast. This could be a really exciting pair to see in round 2 or 3, depending how the Roadrunners would choose to play it, should they get into round 2. McLean Ward is making light work of this track so far. Home team looking really strong with just the 1 fence to go, and the time is excellent as well. Keeps that fantastic record. McLean Ward adds nothing as the first rider out for the Roadrunners with First Lady. What a start for the home team. Big cheers going up from the crowd, as you would expect. They're cheering on their home team. The VIP area is packed out, and all sides of this arena are filled with spectators, all looking to catch a glimpse of their heroes and the stars of Major League show jumping tonight in this final. Kathleen Driscoll has been selected as the second rider out for the Roadrunners. Once again, this is an extremely strong list of riders. Kathleen is 63rd in the world rankings, and she continues to climb those. She had a fantastic summer at Traverse City, but she has been an incredible addition to this team. She made her debut in Greenwich with this horse, Flotilla. This is the only horse she's ridden so far this season for the team. Jumped a double clear, and she was the one selected for that unique four-way jump off, beating the other three riders to take the win. Just dropped one pole in Monterey, but she jumped double clear here last week. She had the second fastest jump off round of all the riders across all teams. Second only to McLean Road. This young lady is such, well, a talent for the future, but an incredible talent now as well. Helios, the only team on a clean sheet, but the Roadrunners are looking to challenge the Trailblazers at the top of the tree. They're certainly looking to try to secure at least second in the standings. And you have to look at the history of this team as well. They finished 7th in the season in 2022. What a turnaround to now be contesting for the top spots. Kathleen Driscoll comes to the last, ooh, bit tight for time, a little bit tight. No, she gets there, 76.79. And it's clear again. 2 clears. The Desert International Horse Park Road Runners, the home team here tonight. It's a two-way battle for the top between the Roadrunners and the Trailblazers. Both of these teams have won 3 legs each. Trailblazers arguably been more consistent, but it's certainly very impressive for the Roadrunners to have finished at the top 3 times already this year. And the Derbyshire British rider with Otto BH comes forward next. But can she keep a clean sheet? To be honest, if Amanda has 1 fence down, she'll guarantee her team's spot in round 2. If she's clear and slow, again, she will guarantee her team's spot in round 2. Team KPF will be watching this with bated breath as they sit in 4th place at the moment. They don't want to drop below the cut line, but the Spies and Helios will also be watching this keenly in terms of the points. We really could have a serious shake-up here tonight in the season standings, because remember, this in itself is a hotly contested competition, $1 million on the line, but the season championship is up for grabs as well. Amanda Derbyshire then, oh, rattles the upright coming into the La Quinta Oxa there. Very carefully and pretty quickly through the triple combination. That's not a problem for her. 1 pole down. That's okay. We can have 1 down. We can have 2 down at this stage. Her teammates have really left her with some breathing room. I'm sure 2 down would have them being a little more nervous, but no need for that extra room. Amanda Derbyshire drops the 1 pole. It's 4, and it's 4 for the Roadrunners. The home team are through to round 2. Helios, at the minute, are the best of them. They're by far the fastest team, but they're the only team on a clean sheet. We have one team left to go. The infamous Trailblazers, the team that has been talked about all season. That's our vision of calm as he heads down through the tunnel lined with palm trees here in the desert into the ring. They are the final team to go, and that is because they are the season leaders. The Trailblazers have an outstandingly strong squad of riders, and I'm talking about all 6 riders on their squad. Only 3 are going to come forward tonight, but any combination of riders for the Trailblazers is a strong one. They have an incredible depth in their squad. They have been in the top 4 at every single leg so far. They've been on the podium 7 times, and they've won 3 legs. They won Traverse City, Toronto, and Monterey. Now Nassar comes forward first for the leading team. Igor van der Wittemore is his ride. And this man is on form. He won the Grand Prix last night. Very familiar in this ring, very comfortable in this ring. It's a different horse for him. It's the first time he's ridden this horse on the team competitions. 75% clear round rates in the Major League Show Jumping team competitions thus far this year. Niall has been selected as the rider in the gold medal jump off for the team twice, and he won it once in Toronto and once in Monterey. Makes light work of the wall. Triple combination is no problem as well for this man. Very much on form. He's 54th in the world ranking at the moment as well. Ooh, stands off the second part of the double. Comes now to the last Niall Nassar to kick things off for our leaders. Nothing to add. Absolutely ice cool. Niall Nassar capitalizes on his success from last night. You could just see the pole bounce in the cups. Crucially, it stays there. Your winner from last night's Grand Prix. The winner of 2 gold medal jump-offs this year already. Niall Nassar has very much laid it down. Opened the door for a strong performance for his team. If the Trailblazers can make the cut line, if they can make the top 4, they'll clinch the season title. This is huge. Lily Keenan, Agana van het Gerandal Z. American rider here tonight. She's a World Championship competitor as well. She won the Grand Prix in Ottawa. But as I say, she's a World Championship rider as well. This has been her horse of choice for the team competition. Last week, she was selected for the gold medal jump-off. She went up against McLean Ward and came away with second. Is she looking for redemption here tonight? She's certainly looking for a strong finish for her team. She will be all too aware that a top 4 finish secures them the championship. Taking her time towards the triple. Absolutely the right approach for this combination. keeps the rhythm to the wall. Travels across the ring to the water tray. A pole's gone. A pole is down for the Trailblazers. Lily Keenan has dropped one pole. Oof, this could be really important here because remember, the order of go in round 2 is also set by the results from round 1. So what does that mean? That means that the top 4 who will go through to round 2 go in reverse order of placings. Right now, that's the Spy Coast Spies. The Spy Coast Spies are hanging on by the skin of their teeth as Darren Kenny comes into view. Irish rider is currently ranked 17th in the world, but he has been among the world's top 30, top 40 for many, many months. He won our qualifier speed class earlier on this week. He's been a winner of our qualifiers earlier on this season as well, that coming in Traverse City. Chic is the ride here tonight. Dara is clear for the Trailblazers 78% of the time. Double clear here last week. Clear in Greenwich with Chic, double clear Traverse City as well. So 78% record for Dara, but with this horse he is 100% of the time clear thus far. If he can jump clear, Trailblazers will go through to the second round and they will win the championship. And that's because they are just so well ahead of some of the other teams. 34 points clear. And it really has come down to consistency. It is incredible that they've been in the top 4 every leg this season. Dara Kenny comes to the Cabana Coast Oxer to finish things off. A pole down. He's had the last down. Dara Kenny drops one pole. That's a shock. That is seriously a shock. It's 8 for the Trailblazers. They have clinched the top 4. They've clinched their place in round 2, but they are in 4th place. It's 8 for the Trailblazers. It's all over for the Spy Coast Spies. It's over for Team KPF and Eye Candy and the Crusaders. Those 4 teams will be going home. The teams at the top that go forward are the Trailblazers, the Northern Lights, the Roadrunners, and Team Helios. What a competition. Oh, this can change absolutely on the roll of a dice. The Trailblazers, a bit of a shock, but they are into round 2 and they've clinched the season title. Stephen Wild is down on the ground to talk us through the results from round 1.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, it is really interesting because that is just enough for the Trailblazers to seal the championship. They had that fence down. They just squeezed in on the 4. Trailblazers done and dusted with the championship, but there's a lot to do on the podium yet. And really, those 2 teams that were an equal third falling back there for Team KPF and for the Eye Candy team opened the door. Team Helios with a brilliant performance from last year's champions looking to fight back there. And the rivalry resumes with the Roadrunners and the Trailblazers as well. The winning of this final stage is certainly not over as well, with Roadrunners and Trailblazers potentially going back to last week's battle, which saw the home team of the Roadrunners coming out on top. But we also bring into the equation Team Helios and the Northern Lights once again, which is great to see. They finished on the podium twice this season as well, and they have been up there on the steps. And could they be again for the final stage? They were in the overall standings coming up here. They could move themselves up a long way with double points on this final running of the team competition here as well at the Desert Horse Park. It's close. The championship is going the way of the Trailblazers, but the final win of the season, who will get there? By the skin of the teeth, Trailblazers are in with the 4. Let's hear from the riders and what they had to say.
Tiffany, you said you wanted to blaze a trail, and you certainly did that.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes, you know, it is nice you get to see a few in the individual here, but I think the team game has its own little bit of pressure to it, so I'm really glad my horse was able to come out today. We had a little bit of a tumble last week at the end of the week, so this has been a little bit of a build back, so I'm glad he was able to finish strong.
Just that final fence, talk to me about it.
I know, I was kind of just on a good rhythm the whole way around, and that's the only place then I kind of should have left one out and just kept flowing with. But the horse still jumped great, I'm happy with him.
9 on the board, it's maybe not enough to get through.
Yeah, it's not looking like that for the second round, but fingers crossed.
Thank you so much for chatting.
Thank you.
Ashley, you said you felt unlucky last night, not tonight.
No, not tonight. Tonight we were very lucky, and I mean, okay, we all brought out our best horses, and it showed because we all jumped clear and were fast enough, and I'm excited for second and third rounds.
And a strong performance from the team members as well. 4 on the board. Do you think that's enough to make it past that cut line?
I hope so. I think maybe it would be enough tonight. I know we were maybe a little bit on the slow-ish side, so hopefully everybody else knocks the jumps down.
As well as rider, as team manager, how proud are you that you've been able to put this team together tonight for a final?
Yeah, I think it was a group effort, to be honest. You know, we're a collaborative team. You know, I'm technically the manager, but not really. So I just do all the paperwork and that kind of stuff. But, you know, we all really wanted it, and I think it showed by which horses we chose to bring out tonight. So, yeah.
Can you give the viewers a little teaser as to what the order's going to be in the next 2 rounds?
Yeah, it's going to be Aaron leading off, and then Carl's going to go, and then I will close it up, hopefully for a podium top #1 finish.
We look forward to seeing it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Premier Equestrian is the leading provider of arena footing products in North America, featuring a full line of footing products to fit any budget. From home arenas to prestigious events, like Major League Show Jumping, Premier Equestrian is the company to rely on. Horse owners, trainers, and facility managers know the importance of good footing. It supports the safety and conditioning of their equine athletes. Premier Equestrian understands this too. Call us at 800-611-6109 or look us up at premierequestrian.com.
109 years of human life and 2 hands screaming, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, now. Retinas racing out of their sockets, scouting for the millimetre of tarmac between euphoria and the grass. 120 decibels booming in your bone marrow. Take a deep breath in.
Yes, a few thoughts to the riders. They're going to be really interesting if the teams are keeping back the likes of McLean Ward, Dara Kenny into that final stage. And of course, Ashley Bond thrown in there as well. Into this next round, it's 2 riders per team. And over the course, well, it is time with seconds added. So a little bit different. Table C track here, set by Peter Grant. Let's go and take a look at the course that has been laid out for this second, and also be the same course for the final round as well. A little bit different out there as they start over fence 11 this time, and it is over the lifeguard fence to 11 over the water tray over near the centre. For then to 12B, 12A has been taken away over in front of the hospitality. Roll back to fence 7 then after that. The Seaside pier line there at fence 7, straight out to fence 8 on a related line then, and to the La Quinta fence, and from there they're going across the arena to two parts of what was the triple combination for the Major League fence at 9B and 9C. Back to the Major League fence at fence 10. Again, they're going to be looking to go tight up the turns here and swing it back then to fence 15. That's the Whittier Trust fence. What was fence 3 jumped in the opposite direction and finishing over a new fence on the course, and that's the Desert Horse Park fence over in front of the relaxed seating as they sit down on their Adirondack chairs over there and they recline watching those final stages there. So that is what the course looks like. What does it look like in terms of the competition? Well, it's a table C at this point, so all the teams go back to 0, but the 4 teams going through. So we've lost 4 teams. 4 teams remain in the equation with the Northern Lights in there as well. Helios, of course, with the Roadrunners, and of course with the new champions, Trelawney Trailblazers, in the mix as well. But they all go back to 0. The key bit of the second round is all about the strategy, because you need to, after this round, be in the top 2. Because if you're not, you are then competing in the lower 2, which means 3rd and 4th, which means the best you're competing for in round 3 is for bronze. If you are in the top 2 after this round, you're competing for gold and silver. 2 riders in this round. The remaining rider takes place in the 3rd round. But round 2 is all about strategy. Combined scores of 2 riders 2 times, 3 seconds added if they have a fence down, and hopefully they're not doing that, but it does make it a little bit different too, because if they have a fence down, they can maybe make up the time as well on the other riders. So that is where this is a little bit different in the equation, to say the part of the class you saw before where 4 faults was straight on the scoreboard. 3 faults or 3 seconds added means you can really get the fires going and maybe make up the time, and with a combined score, it's an average of those 2 that will help things along the way. Some fast runners in this round. You've got to be in the top 2 after this if you're going to be going for the top of the podium, and for the teams like the Northern Lights, this could be massive points for them as well to try and lift them up into this final stage of the championship as well. Who will claim 2nd and 3rd in the series this year too, because with the teams that were both in 3rd place now dropping back, it opens the door for others like Team Helios as well. It's been an amazing season of competition that's taken us all across, from the starts in Vancouver to the last few weeks heading to Mexico, and then the final 2 stages here at the Desert Horse Park as well. Take a look at this season recap of how it all happened.
What a season it has been up to this point. Great to take a look there back at the legs that we have had up to this final. We started out in Vancouver and we've travelled across Canada, America and Mexico as well. Then culminating in tonight's final. This is the night that all 8 teams have been working towards all season. We've whittled it down tonight to 4 top-placed teams. Those are Helios, Roadrunners, the Northern Lights, and the Trailblazers. It's going to be still a very dramatic night of competition. Some shocks, the equal-placed third, 2 teams on equal third in our season standings. Team KPF and iCandy have dropped out of the race for this final competition. But the leaders, the Trailblazers, they have come through into the second round, and that means that they've clinched the season win. Your top team of the 2023 season, the 3rd season of Major League Show Jumping, will go to the Trailblazers. That is decided. But who takes second? Who takes third? Who indeed takes all of the placings all the way down? The 2 podium finishers are those that are crucial. And of course, we still have tonight's competition to contend with. A little bit of a shock for the Trailblazers. They are not used to being in this position, but they come forward into round 2 in 4th place, i.e. they were placed 4th in round 1 and therefore they're first to go in round 2. It's also a little bit of a change here in terms of the strategy for the Trelawney Trailblazers. Niall Nassar is going to be the first rider out for them. He is taking part in round 2. Remember, in round 2 we have 2 riders jumping. They'll save 1 for round 3. Niall has been the rider selected for the medal jump off twice already, and he's won both times. However, Niall has been chosen for today's round 2. Igor van der Wittemore is his ride. Niall, this Egyptian rider who is ranked 54th in the world at the moment and who was the winner of last night's Grand Prix, kicks things off for us in round 2. New course, a shorter course, is the order of the day. Tough line back to that delicate upright. It's no problem for Niall. Again, very careful down to what is now a double combination as he motors back round to the wall. Again, then gets the accuracy back, that careful approach. Now, this was fence 3, but in the opposite direction in round 1. Now it becomes fence 15, and he just has 1 fence left. Niall Nassar coming home over the Desert International Horse Park upright to finish. It's a clear, nothing to add for Niall in round 2, because of course a pole down means that they add 3 seconds to their time. It's not going to be the case for this man tonight. 45.76 is his time. That was quite some jump off. It's all about speed now. And it's a very interesting strategic choice from the Trailblazers. They go for Lily Keenan now in round 2. So they've picked the 2 riders that they think will give them the best chance of once again staying above the cut line. They really want to be in the top 2. That gives them the chance to go for gold. If they're in the bottom 2 in round 2, they go for bronze. Lily Keenan with Agana van het Gerandel Z. It's not a time to beat. 45.76 is the time of her teammate. We're looking for a combined time in this round. And of course, 1 down adds 3 seconds. So keep a close eye on our timer there. Oh, Lily Keenan, a pole comes down. She'll have 3 seconds included. Just get that timer updated for you. But 3 seconds will be added to the time of Lily Keenan. And now she's steadying for the double. She knows she has to be careful there. Tight turn back to the wall. Now she comes to fence 15. Now she's got one more to go. She's galloping. She's opening up the stride of Agana Van Hetgerendal-Z. Lily comes to the final fence, sails over the final fence. She will add 3 seconds. And so we will just confirm Lily's time for you. It's looking like 49.1 on the clock for Lily Keenan. That gives a combined time for the Trailblazers of 94.86. Is the door open for another team to take the win tonight? We know the Trailblazers are your season champions. That is decided. But who will take tonight's win at the final? Arguably a more prestigious win than any other of the season. $1 million is what tonight will come down to. And these teams want the lion's share. The Northern Lights come next. 3 Canadian riders representing them. Tiffany Foster has been selected for round 2 alongside Vanessa Mannix. Battle Cry is her ride. Oof, carefully. Yeah, gets there. Oh, she's rattling some of these poles. She is very much being lucky here. This is actually the first time Tiffany has had the opportunity to jump in round 2 for the team. Goes more carefully there. Now again, she's opening the stride up down to the final fence. Cheers going up from the crowd. 48.77 is going to be the time for Tiffany Foster. Gets it clear as well. But what does that mean here? It's not faults in time. We add 3 seconds for a knockdown. So nothing to add. 48.77 is her time. Not the fastest that we have had. Not the fastest. Good round though. But as I say, it is not by any means the fastest we have had. So let's work out what the task is for Vanessa Mannix. In order to keep the Northern Lights ahead of the Trailblazers, Vanessa needs to be faster than, ideally faster than 46 seconds. Just a fraction over 46 seconds would keep them ahead of the Trailblazers. Unfortunately, the fence down from Lily Keenan has put the Trailblazers somewhat on the back foot. We're used to them being really dominant in these competitions, and this is a bit of a shock. Is the pressure getting to our leaders finally? Would be the question. Vanessa Mannix, though, with Carmela Z, comes forward next. Her teammate has posted a time of 48.77. Ooh, she gets a bit stuck there into part of the double that remains. Nice measured 5 strides to the La Quinta Resort fence. Safely through the double. 3 fences left. One of them is this wall. You can see Carmela really working hard to to clear these big fences. I don't think we're going to get there on time. Vanessa Mannix gets a really nice round. It's a clear, which is, it's important, but the speed is what we're looking for here in round 2. 51.33 is her time, and it gives them a total of 100.1. Not exactly what they would have been hoping for. So it keeps the Trailblazers in the leading spot, and it keeps them there by more than 6 seconds, by quite some margin. The home team, though, have some advantage here. They have the support of their home crowd, and they are here fresh off the back of a win last week. The Roadrunners want to finish second in this series. Kathleen Driscoll will go first for them. She'll be followed by Amanda Derbyshire. They save McLean Ward for round 3. Flotilla is the choice of ride for Kathleen Driscoll. And again, you can see the strategy at play here, because the teams have selected some of their very fastest riders for round 2. The goal there is to get into the top 2. The goal is to stay above the cut line. Kathleen Driscoll with Flotilla. This is a really fast combination. Time to beat for 2 riders is 94.86. Home team now set out over fence 1. Kathleen Driscoll's off to a very quick start already. This young lady does not do things by halves. She absolutely lays it down. Look at that pace. Oof, Kathleen Driscoll is going for it tonight. Ooh, we've had a rattle, but luck is on her side. That is a very quick turn back. Flotilla, what a horse. What an amazing horse to jump off that turn. Fantastic riding. What a horse. She's just keeping the pace now. She's galloping to the last. Kathleen Driscoll, this is looking like the fastest we've had. 44.76. Oof, it's the fastest we've had. 44.76, our fastest round so far. It goes to Kathleen Driscoll. She was second fastest last week. Second only to her teammate. There's Amanda Derbyshire watching on the sidelines. Absolutely her heart in her mouth, watching her teammate. Great to see that emotion. You can see once again what it means to these riders, what it means to these teams. What a special night. What a competition. Amanda Derbyshire with Otto BH. Kathleen has laid down a time of 44.76. So Amanda has a little bit of room here. She needs to be faster than 50 seconds in order to take the Roadrunners ahead of the Trailblazers. But by the looks of this, she is not just aiming for faster than 50 seconds. She has got her foot to the floor. Amanda Derbyshire racing around here. She's going to the last. She's galloping up the arena, galloping to that final upright. Ooh! 46.06 is the time for Amanda Derbyshire. That takes the Roadrunners into the lead. My goodness me, this is some competition. 46.06 for the Roadrunners gives them a combined time of 90.82. And it's the fastest combined time that we have at the moment. Well, one team remain in round two. It's Team Helios. We believe that the Roadrunners have secured their spot in the gold medal jump-off. We're just hearing that there may be some amendment to one of the Trailblazers' scores. And so we'll get that table back for you in just a moment's time. But Aaron Ballard and Gakia are heading out around this course. Two fencers remain for this brilliant combination. Team Helios, the only team with a clean sheet in round one. Big cheers going up for this really popular rider, and what a talent she is. Erin Ballard with Gakia comes home 47.49 on the clock. Roadrunners are definitely through to the gold medal jump off, but who will join them? That is the question. 90.82 is the time for the Roadrunners. Erin Ballard comes home, 47.49 is her time. Carl Cook is the next rider into the ring. Caracol de la Roque, this staggeringly fast horse. If Helios want to come home at the top of round two, Carl needs to come home in under 43.3 seconds. But in order to get into the gold medal matchup, he needs to come home in under 47 seconds, 47.3 seconds. Sounds a bit more manageable. And look at the pace. Just look at this pace. This horse is so careful at speed. It's just outstanding, just amazing to watch. What a combination, and what an amazing choice for this final. Big reach there. The crowd are behind him. Carl Cook comes to the last. Really well done. Carl Cook comes home. Nothing to add for him in round two. Gets a clear round. No seconds to add to his time. And it's looking quick. It's looking extremely quick for Team Helios. This could be the best performance of their season. We'll confirm that time for you in just a moment's time. Carl Cook and Erin Ballard really laying it down, opening the door for Ashley Bond. Carl Cook's time, 43.39. Incredible. gives them a total of 90.88. They are just behind the time of the Roadrunners. And two icons of this series will go head-to-head for the win here tonight. Incredible competition. Some of our big players from this season are out of the running, but only two will go for gold. Stephen Wild is on the ground to take us through the...
Yes, it's going to be an exciting conclusion. Roadrunners are in the game once again for another win on home ground here at the Desert Horse Park. Trelawney Trailblazers have already brought home the championship, and this time they slip out because they're competing for bronze this time, but it does complete an amazing season for them, as they've never been lower than 4th place in every single leg of Major League Jumping so far this year. That brilliant consistency has brought home the championship for them. Roadrunners looking to make sure they stay in that second spot. It looks like they've basically got that sealed by going into the final stage here up against the teams with Team Helios making a surprise lift up, and Team Helios a chance to get on the podium once again as well, because they're in 5th place coming in here. We've seen Team KPF and the Eye Candy team drop by the wayside. They were an equal 3rd. So Helios are coming with one final surge to get them onto the championship top 3, with maybe a win here as well. The Northern Lights, well, they're going to be up against the Trailblazers for that bronze medal too, with Sean Jobin going to be up against Dara Kenny. But all eyes too are going to be on McLean Ward, once again going for the Roadrunners. He blazed a pace last time around with First Lady, and can he do it again? But he's going to be up against Ashley Bond, which is going to be a really exciting showdown to complete the final stage of Major League Team Jumping this time around. That's what it looks like for them. We got Ashley Bond against McLean Ward for the final showdown, and there's two of the fastest around, and will McLean claim a second one for the Roadrunners team to complete the season, and as I say, looks like they would be second on the overall championship table. Helios fighting for the podium now, and will they bring it home? We will see, and that is what it looks like between them. It's been some brilliant battles all the way throughout 2023. Trelawney Trailblazers have been so strong with 3 big wins, but so the Roadrunners. Roadrunners could get home with 4 wins, but it's the Trailblazers' consistency, like I say, never been outside the top 4 all season, that's seen them go to the championship. But a 4th win for the Desert Horse Park team would certainly be a very good way to round off 2023. So just moments away before getting into that final stage. The matchups for the bronze medal coming out first, with the Trelawney Trailblazers against the Northern Lights, with Sean Jobin up against Dara Kenny to start things off. One of them will walk away with a medal, one of them will not. Northern Lights have been in 3rd place twice so far this season as well, and that is great for them. And how about the rest of them? Well, battling for those top 2 places. Team Helios, could they pull off the win this season? They, of course, last year was steaming ahead with so many wins. I think it was 6 wins in the end last year for Team Helios. Not had quite the start this time around that they did last time. They've had 2 second places in Traverse City and at Angelstone, but can they finally get that number 1 they so craved for throughout the whole of this year as well? It's been a brilliant finale. 2 weeks of $1 million classes for the Major League finals. Last week's Coachella Cup going to Carl Cook. And this time around, who will take home the team final? Will it be the home team of the Roadrunners once again? Pick your team, pick your riders, and looks like we are all set to go into the final stages here, as we will complete, as we get ready to run into the bronze medal showdown, and then that final winning combination of the season. Who will it be? Will it be the Roadrunners once again? We'll find out as we get ready for the final stage, the final rounds of the year, and a few of the highlights of the season before that, as we build a few more highlights into this final stage. But this is what it's looked like all throughout the year. It's been some amazing highlights to 2023 and another brilliant championship.
Well, what an amazing competition we've had here tonight so far already. The Roadrunners and Team Helios will go head-to-head for gold. The last year's season champions go up against the home team for the win here tonight. Meanwhile, for bronze, we'll have the Trailblazers versus the Northern Lights. Great to see some highlights here. There's Kathleen Driscoll tackling the wall. Amanda Derbyshire on the edge of her seat, on the edge of her saddle, watching her teammate there. Just what a night for the Roadrunners. If they can clinch the win here tonight, then they'd be the team with more wins than any other this season. But before we get there, we have to have the bronze medal jump off. That is the order of the day. First up, Dara Kenny of the Trailblazers goes up against Sean Jobin. Northern Lights came forward as fourth placed in round 2, and therefore that means that they are first to go. They've saved Sean Jobin for their rider for this third round with Kokkelikot van het Hoveand Z. Northern Lights' best results of the year so far was third. Came in Traverse City and in Toronto. They'd love another podium finish. It's not going to change things too much in the season standings because the Northern Lights were in 8th. But a good result at the final would certainly give them the confidence for next season. It would certainly see them climb up the ranks. Remember, double points on offer here tonight. Sean Jobin is motoring through that double combination. Swiftly to the wall. This is a bit of a wider turn. Back to the Whittier Trust. Some big cheers, a lot of Canadian support here in the desert as Sean Jobin adds nothing and comes home in a time of 46.82. Oof. Great choice for the final round. He's the fastest of his team, 46.82. That's the final time for the Northern Lights. Well, the Trailblazers, your season champions for 2023, are next up. A little bit of a shock to see them going for bronze. Dara Kenny with Chic is the rider and horse aiming for third spot. They've only finished off the podium once, and I'm sure that they do not want that result again at the final. Won't be a fourth win for the Trailblazers tonight. Oh, this is close. Dara Kenny is powering up the arena to the final fence. Oh, he gets there. Crucially, he's quicker. 45.93 is the time for the Trailblazers. Dara Kenny, 45.93. What a performance. Not the fastest of his team. That went to Nael Nassar, but he's clinched bronze. Clinched bronze for the Trailblazers. It's another podium finish, their 8th of the season so far. 8 podium finishes. What a team. What an amazing performance. Just absolutely outstanding. So your season champions will be the Trailblazers, and they'll take third in tonight's competition. Now though, it is coming down to two big teams, two titans of the Major League Show Jumping Series. Team Helios, last year's season champions, they have fielded one of the strongest squads of the season so far. And Ashley Bond will be the rider tackling round 3 for them with Donatello 141. The pace is up before she is even at the first fence. Takes the angle. She wants a win here tonight. She's going up against the home team, Team Helios. They've been on the podium 3 times this year, but they are yet to clinch a win. Last year, they won 6 legs. Some redemption this season would be a win here tonight. Oh, she takes that ball at such an angle. This lady is so super fast. Look at that riding. Massive shot to that penultimate Oxer. 1 fence left to go. Ashley Bond. Nothing to add. 42.95. That was sensational. Punches the air. And well, she should. What a performance from this lady. Gets the crowd going. Gets the crowd on their feet. Ashley Bond. Whew. I think we need to take a breath before our next round. That was just absolutely outstanding. This is what it's all about. This is the kind of sport that these spectators have come to see, and this is what we have come to expect from Major League Show Jumping. And it doesn't get better than this final. Ashley Bond may just have clinched the first win of Team Helios of the season. Where would that sit them in the season standings? Could be huge. Could be a big change here tonight. But the home team are not going to go down without a fight. The Roadrunners are the final team to go. McLean Ward with First Lady. He is going to go for it here. He's been super fast in previous legs. He was super fast last week to take the win. More on the line here tonight. Double points, $1 million as McLean Ward knows all too well. Oh, a fence is gone. He's had a fence. 3 seconds added for McLean Ward. Oh, this is a shock. Oh, he's still got the pace up. There's still chance. Ashley Bond was 42.95. Oh, it's all over. No 4th win for the Roadrunners. McLean Ward comes home, picks up 3 seconds. Doesn't continue that clear round streak. Comes home with 47.13. It's going to be good enough for second for the Roadrunners. The home team will finish in the silver medal position. Let's take a look back at some of these moments from McLean Ward. What a competitor. There's the pole down. Oh, you can see the tension. Gives an exhale. He's smiling. He's still smiling. He's still very pleased with First Lady. Still, I'm sure, pleased with the performance from the Roadrunners. What a night. What a final. But the winning rider, Ashley Bond, waves to the crowd. She is the rider that's clinched the first win of the season for Team Helios. What a night to pull it out of the bag. Last year's season champions finishing 2023 strong, finishing with a bang. 42.95 was just an unbelievable time. And it came down to Ashley Bond, the spearhead of Team Helios. What a lineup. Season win for the Trailblazers, but a win in the final for Team Helios. We'll get those season standings confirmed for you in just a few moments' time, because we'll be awarding not only the winners from tonight's final, also the season title as well. Well, Stephen Wild is with McLean Wars. It'll be fascinating to hear from him about his round to clinch second for the Roadrunners.
Well, what a way to finish the season. McLean Ward, you were in the winning spot here last week, and then a fantastic lineup for the two of you to go head-to-head there.
It was great competition. Ashley put in an unbelievable round. I think my young mare lady was on it, and I was trying to leave one out to the wall and maybe turned a bit early, but she was going to be tough to beat anyway.
For you, how much do you enjoy that?
I think this is a great competition. The format's very exciting. You're always in the battle, and I think you're seeing some great sport.
For you, it's been a fantastic run at the end of the season there for the Roadrunners. That will put you on the podium for the overall championship. It's been a good close out to 2023.
We've had a strong second half of the season. We had some injuries and some problems early on, rebounded strong for a good finish. Very grateful to my teammates and all the people behind the Roadrunners. It's a great group of people, so it's all very appreciated.
Great for them as well. Home ground here for the Roadrunners team at the Desert Horse Park. Steve Hankin and all the squad that are out here. They can be proud of what the team have done this season.
I think so. We would have liked to get the win tonight. You know, I'm always a little disappointed without the victory, and I think so is our team leaders. But it was great sport. We fought hard. And the second half of the season, I think we're the strongest team by quite a bit. So I think we're going to build off of that for next season.
2024 champions?
Absolutely.
McLean, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, McLean, and well done to the road. He's going to head off, and Ashley Bond's going to come and join us as well. Ashley, let's bring you in here. Team Helios were champions last year, not quite this year, but a good move up there. You smoked around.
Did. I was so proud of Donnie. He was so good, and couldn't have asked for, you know, a better season, to be honest. You know, I know it wasn't exactly like last year, but kept it exciting, and we were able to podium and win tonight, and you know, we had a great time.
It's been a tough fight back because, as I say, you won the championship last year. You started the first stage this year, and you were last. You were 8th.
Yeah. It happens, you know. It wasn't that bad of a score, to be honest, but the other teams were that good, and it put us behind the 8 ball, but we kind of battled our way back, and then unfortunately last week we had, you know, the mishap, but it's horses, and we're a team, and we win together and we lose together.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
100%.
For you, I mean, you flew around there, and for those of us watching, we know you can do that. How tough is that to do, and how exciting is that to do?
You know, I've had Donnie now for almost 7 years. Having McLean come behind you, obviously he's one of the fastest riders in the world. So I've never actually gone head-to-head with him like that. So I knew I couldn't leave any room. I kind of just had to go all out, and I knew Donnie felt really good tonight, and he was with me every step of the way. And I thought if I can kind of be around Carl's time, then I would have a good shot. And I was faster, which I was really proud of myself, because Caracol is like the fastest horse in the world. So
you cooked the cook's time. Okay, let's take a look at the winning round for you as well. Let's talk this one through. As you say, brilliant partnership. Here we go.
Yeah, I just found it like really forward from 1. And with Donnie, I don't count strides because his stride is so small. So I might be doing a stride more than some people, but it's just as fast for him. So, and then he turns brilliantly. So, and then I dared him a bit into this double. I really sat off of it, but I just stayed calm and just trusted him. He handled that beautifully. The wall, I was able to take a risk there, and then again turned back pretty tight. It came up perfectly through the turn, and then I just ran with like a hair of a check home, just so I didn't fully take it out. And he did what he does best. He goes clear and jump offs all the time. So, yay.
You checked?
Check, just like a hair. I gave like a little touch, you know?
Little touch. Wonderful way to finish there, Ashley. I mean, exhilarating, fun stuff. We just heard from McLean. Of course, you were series champions last year as well. You really enjoy this?
I absolutely love it. You know, I ride for Israel, and we don't get a lot of opportunities to jump together as a team, but I really, really enjoy that aspect of this sport. And, you know, this gives me that Nations Cup experience, the 3 riders, no drop score. Now with the Olympics being that way, I think it just makes all of us on this league stronger for it.
You've had fun tonight.
So much fun. This is one of my favorite, most memorable jump-offs I've ever had. Same with Gold Cup. Those are 2 of my best jump-offs I've had ever on Donnie. So it's been a good year.
Well done, Ashley. Congratulations. We'll take a look at the scoreboard as well and see what the league standings were in the end and how it played out. We know the Trelawney Trailblazers got to the top of the championship. We're going to take a look at the overall standings. Hopefully that's lifted Team Helios up quite a bit as well. And what does it look like? Trailblazers seal the championship. Roadrunners, like I said, get second. Helios get third.
Yes, very exciting. We walk away with a podium for the overall, and I'm really happy.
Team KPF going into 4th place in the end. Spyco Spies in 5th. Eye Candy, they're an equal 3rd coming in here, finishing in 6th place. 7th to Northern Lights. 8th the Crusaders, with the top 3 in the championship. The championship winners are the Trailblazers. Let's take a look at this. Oh, what an amazing scene. It has been an amazing year for a team that have taken home the championship.
Like, it's important to us, this team event, so we want to make sure and get across that finish line as soon as we can.
And I'm flanked by 2 amazing riders, so we're lucky to get it done.
For sure, I was very happy to be part of that team, amazing team.
It's fun. I mean, I love this, you know.
Field. He will be joining us for these presentations. We'll get our gold medalist, the silver medal team, and the bronze medal team from tonight's competition. And then we'll go on to the championships. Stephen Wild, over to you.
Thank you very much, Darren. Yes, coming to the final presentations. First for the class, then the overall championship, and also for our MVP as well. The most valuable player for the team so far this season. Our thanks to all those that have supported as well from the sponsorships throughout. And of course here too at the Desert Horse Park, an amazing Coachella Cup last week, and then into this team class. Our thanks too to Visit Greater Palm Springs, the official marketing agency for the Coachella Valley, that has been such a wonderful host as they are to sport, to entertainment, and so much more. Our top 3 teams from the class here today. It's a win for Team Helios, second to the Roadrunners, and what a showdown for them in the end. Third for the Trelawney Trailblazers that will finish with the overall championship. But first up, our presentation of the team class from today. And what a showdown for the teams. And we'll bring some photos of our winning team here. Congratulations to some fantastic horses as well there on Team Helios this time around, with Erin Ballard and Gakia, horse that she rode at the World Championships, Ashley Bond and her Olympic ride in Donatello, and Carl Cook with Caracol de la Roque that he rode to win the American Gold Cup this year. So that is an amazing lineup of horsepower once again here for the final of the team class here. So they'll dismount and we'll head for the podium for our top 3 for the class, and then the presentation of the overall championship as well. The home team, the Roadrunners, very much in the mix once again. Congratulations to them, and our thanks to all of those that have been involved throughout the season. And thanks to say this evening to Visit Greater Palm Springs from all of those representing of their wonderful organisation to, again, promote the wonders of the Coachella Valley. So our top 3 teams, just getting the horses ready, and our thanks to the grooms as well, amazing grooms and lineup that have been here through all hours at any show around the country, and they do really, really make it all possible. They are the driving force of how it all comes together. So, all set for our top 3 into this first team class, and coming forward, our presentation party to present, all suitably suited and booted, ready for the proceedings. And a thanks to all those from the Visit Greater Palm Springs team here, everyone from Mayor Linda Evans, Rolf Hunt, Dermot Connolly, and Colin Pace, all part of their team to present to the teams. And the team finishing in 3rd place this time, and just bringing up the winning team. It is a 3rd place finish this time around for the Trelawney Trailblazers. Well done to them, to Nan Nassar, to Lily Keenan, and to Dara Kenny, top 3. And in 2nd place, the team finishing in 2nd. So close for the Roadrunners this time, though. Winners last week, McLean Ward, Kathleen Driscoll, and Amanda Derbyshire. Wonderful showdown to complete the final stage of Major League Team Jumping this year. And the winning team, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Very well done. A wonderful showdown for Team Helios. Erin Ballard, Ashley Bond, and Carl Cook. Super win for Team Helios, lifts them up to 3rd in the overall championship. Of course, they'll be receiving those trophies. Carl Cook stands on top of the podium once again, like he did last week. An amazing 2 weeks for him. He was top of the Grand Prix, now part of the top team in this final stage of team competition for Major League Show Jumping into its 3rd year. So on go the medals. Very well done to our lineup here. And we also got a little champagne toast with our leading teams this time around, because we've got plenty of champagne to spray all the way around. Carl's hair looks immaculate. The other 2 are back under hats. And let's get a final picture of them. Ladies and gentlemen, well done to our top 3 tonight. Wonderful showdown between them. And on go the final medals. Flowers aloft. Photos for memories. And there we go, Team Helios as our winners. Ladies and gentlemen, Team Helios, congratulations, winner of this stage, final stage of Major League Jumping, and putting themselves into the final 3 in the championship. And bringing forward some champagne glasses, not going with the full bottles just yet. But we actually are going to see those 3 teams in a little reshuffle for the overall championship. And raise the glass. Oh, or you can just pour it over them. Ward, behave. Raise a glass. Cheers. Well done to the winners and our top 3, the final podium of the season as part of Major League Jumping 2023. And so to the presentation of the MVP, the most valuable player of the season. And we have that presentation to make to them as our teams just make their way out of the way, because this will focus on one member of the team. And the MVP, congratulations to Kathleen Driscoll. Kathleen, make your way forward. Turn around. Part of the Roadrunners team, Kathleen Driscoll making her debut. Her first opening salvo was fired at Greenwich, where she rode to the win there on her first appearance for the team. A fantastic debut, and she is a class rider. Matt Morrissey and Cian White, co-founders of Major League Jumping, made the presentation to Kathleen Driscoll, MVP of Major League Show Jumping for 2023. Now the presentation of the overall championship as well, and that beautiful Baccarat trophy as well. The crystal prancing horse that will go to the winner, alongside quite a bit of prize money that's obviously been attached to this $1 million final, and our top 3 teams making their way up to the podium. And a little reshuffle of the teams as we've seen. And so, first presentation to the team in 3rd place. Ladies and gentlemen, 3rd in this year's championship with a brilliant finish. Last year's champions on the podium once again. Team Helios will finish 3rd in the championship overall, this time represented by Erin Ballard, by Ashley Bond, and by Carl Cook. Going so close between our top 3. Trailblazers really running away with the season, but Roadrunners were certainly keeping it tight and in their sights. The team in 2nd place in the championship. A terrific finish for the Roadrunners. McLean Ward, Kathleen Driscoll, and Amanda Derbyshire, 2nd in the overall championship. And joined by their team managers, Alex Wilson and Steve Hankin, of course, on home ground, and for all of those involved in the Desert Horse Park here, their home team here as well. And lovely to see them joining them for the team photo here too. Joined by Steve and Lisa Hankin, Catherine Harvey, Jeremy and Christina Smith, and Rob and Sandy Meadows for the presentation to their team, finishing in 2nd place. And an overall championship decider. It went to the wire in the end of the final stage, and represented by 3 here, but an amazingly strong team all the way throughout. Their team manager, Cara Wraith-the-Carey, has led them strongly all throughout the season. The Major League Show Jumping Champions for 2023, Nanasa, Lily Keenan, Dara Kenny, the Trelawney Trailblazers. Some pretty big ribbons to go for the horses a little later. They'll be hung up at the barns as well. Cara, oh, there she is. Cara Wraith-the-Carey's out here too, team manager. Put an amazing team together, Cara. Well done. And the presentation, as she gets her own medal too. And the presentation of the trophy going to team manager and owner Cara Wraith-the-Carey for the Trelawney team. And so, ladies and gentlemen, they made it all possible for a 3rd exciting season for Major League Jumping. The top 3 and the new champions, Trelawney Trailblazers, claim the title for this year. Up goes the trophy. Whoop! It's a big one. Final photos with the team. We'll get a trophy photo with the team there as well. Lily Keenan. We'll leave Lily with that. The rest of the innocent bystanders can make their way out of the way. And flowers to one side. more serious stuff to be handed over. In goes the champagne, the final moments of the year. It's been a third fantastic season. Well done to our top 3 teams. Ladies and gentlemen, the champagne moment. Congratulations to this year's winners, the Trailblazers. Get soaked. Super way to finish the season. A little bit of a splash, all of us getting a little champagne. And what a way to finish. Erin Ballard absolutely soaked. Well, wonderful scenes to bring a close to the season for Major League Jumping for its third fantastic season here at the Desert Horse Park. It's been an unbelievable 2 weeks. $1 million in both of the weeks for the Grand Prix last week for the Coachella Cup for Carl Cook, and this time around the overall championship for the Trelawney Trailblazers. They've led the way, they blazed a trail to the final #1 spot. Congratulations to them. Thank you very much for joining us on the road. We'll be back next year, looking forward to that. For now, from all of us here at the Desert Horse Park, thank you to everybody involved on every single stage. Some amazing organisers, some amazing teams behind the scenes, all those who produced this year's fantastic championship. Well done to all of you. Well done to our riders, grooms, and of course, it never goes without saying, enough can be said about those fantastic horses that have been competing. They are the true superstars of our sport. That's it from us, from Major League Showtime for this year. We'll see you down the road in 2024.